Good afternoon. I'm Carol Reid, Associate Director of Student Administration at the University, and I would like to warmly welcome you all to this University of Salford graduation ceremony. Graduands, your relationship with the University does not end when you graduate. In fact, it's only just beginning. You are now a member of a global alumni community of over 160,000 graduates, and we would love to keep in touch with you to ensure you are kept up to date on the latest benefits and services available to you as a member of our alumni network. You can provide your contact details on the form on your seat. All you need to do is leave it under your seat, where it will be collected after the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask if you would kindly ensure that your mobile phones are switched off throughout the proceedings. And for the enjoyment of all of our graduands and their guests, please remain in the theatre until the ceremony has finished. The ceremony will now begin. For those of you who are able, please stand for the entrance of the academic procession. We'll just have a few minutes whilst our last guests are arriving for the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are able, can you please stand for the entrance of the academic procession?
I declare this congregation open to confer honorary degrees and to present awards of the University of Salford. Please be seated.
graduands, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Alan Walker, Dean of the School of Arts and Media.
I'm delighted to welcome you this afternoon to celebrate the success of our graduates, and I want to say a few words to provide context. The School of Arts and Media continues to go from strength to strength and has had another wonderful year. In the Guardian League tables and the Good University Guide, we have 2 programme groups in the top quartile of UK programmes, including one of our largest programmes, BA Television and Radio, which continues to deliver success year on year. Next year, the school is supporting more staff and students to enter competitions and follow the example of programmes such as Fashion Design, which is ranked 4th in the UK's top fashion programmes, and who this year won the prestigious International Levi's Prize for the 2nd time, had all 3 finalists in the Top Shop Award, and with partners in China took prizes in the Ningbo and Beijing Fashion Weeks. This is great achievement. In terms of our staff, Dr. Brian Hall has been awarded the Whitfield Prize for History by the Royal Historical Society. Both he and Dr. Dan Lomas were shortlisted for their first book on a subject of British or Irish history. This is widely considered the most important prize for early career historians in the UK. This news is significant for 2 reasons. Over the past 20 years, the majority of the awards have gone to early modern historians, and both Brian and Dan's research, they write on the 20th century. And as far as we are aware, we have never had anyone shortlisted from Salford before. So to have 2 finalists and the winner is another wonderful achievement for the school. On the international school, the school has world-class partnerships, especially in China, while in Europe our Design Against Crime team have recently been awarded Horizon 2020 funding as consortium leaders on the €3.1 million Cutting Crime Impact project. This includes 6 law enforcement agencies across Europe, including Germany, Netherlands, Estonia, Portugal, Spain, as well as the UK. Graduands, your contribution to our success is already huge, but actually has only just begun. We look forward to following you in the years to come as we grow the record of excellence for arts and media. While it has been an exciting year for our school, it has also been a year of significant achievement for our university as a whole. I'm proud to introduce our presiding officer for this afternoon's ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Helen Marshall.
Thank you very much, Alan. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to sunny Salford. We've booked the weather for you. We're not often blessed with this kind of weather, but it's been a terrific summer so far, and I hope it's going to be a terrific afternoon for you all to celebrate today. For me, this year's graduations are a little bit extra special because it's the academic year in which we celebrate our 50th birthday. We received our Royal Charter in 1967, so 2017, and we're in the academic year 2017-18, we officially celebrate our 50th birthday. And we've done quite a lot of thinking back over the years about, well, what has Salford actually done in 50 years? And when we look back at it, we have come a terrific distance, and we're carrying on motoring really fast in all sorts of different areas. And arts and media is a particularly important and impressive area for us, and we're very well known, not just in the UK, but globally for the work we do in the arts and media. So today, it's my pleasure particularly to welcome you, the graduates of the School of Arts and Media, and also welcome to all your family and friends, because I know that your family and friends are an important support to you as you go through the 3 years of your degree programme. So it's a real privilege to be here with all of you celebrating this great success. It's also a real privilege today to welcome our two honorary graduates, Aziz Ibrahim and Peter Hook, and they receive honorary degrees from us today. Aziz is a highly acclaimed musician known for his work as a lead guitarist for several global bands, and he's done many big onstage performances. And it's also his work as an advocate of music education initiatives and his commitment to community programmes where music has such a positive impact on people's lives that Aziz continues to make a huge contribution to the UK's culture and society as a whole. Peter is a formidable figure in the music industry with a career spanning over 40 years as a bass guitarist with some of the world's greatest band. And as a musician and writer, Peter has also been pivotal in putting his home city of Salford and Manchester firmly on the music map, played a vital role in the cultural revolution of the 1980s and the subsequent renaissance of the Greater Manchester area. He also does a lot of charity work, and his contribution to recreational and education programmes, Peter, a refined role of bass player, continues to enrich the lives of so many through the popular culture. So welcome both. We're really pleased that you could be with us today. But for you, graduates, this is a particularly important day. It's a pivotal moment in your life, and I hope this afternoon is an afternoon that you will remember for the rest of your lives. My own career started some time ago, and I can remember being sat exactly where you're sat now, waiting for the Vice-Chancellor to stop rambling on so I could get up on the stage and get my degree. And I remember looking down at my shoes and trying to figure out how long the heels were and thinking to myself, you've not made a good call here, because they were rather too long, and the steps, when I looked at them, getting up and down on the stage, were rather too steep. But I did manage just about to get across without any particular accidents. But your university life is all about learning. And it's not just about learning the subject or the discipline that you've chosen to study. It's about learning a great deal of independence. It's learning knowledge. It's learning skills. It's learning about the world. It's learning about the world that you may enter very shortly and the careers that you will have in front of us. It's also about having fun. If you go back to my lecturers, they'll tell you I had too much fun and not enough work, probably. But it is about having fun, but it's also about making friends. And one thing I can tell you from my experience is that friends I made at university are still my friends today, good friends. And I hope that you've made good friendships here, and I hope that those friendships will last you for the rest of your lives. So the time that you've spent with us, I hope, when you look back in 5-10 years' time, you'll think, yeah, that was a good call going to Salford. It's taught me so many different things, including the things I learned in my degree, but a whole range of other things as well. So you're going to stand on the stage in a minute and receive your degrees. And one of the things I want you to think about going forward is the kind of people that there are out there in the world. And through my career, I've kind of observed different kinds of people. And I've come to a conclusion that there are 3 types of people out there. There are people who make things happen. There are people who watch things happen. And there are people who wonder what just happened. And you've got to make your mind up what kind of person you're going to be. And I really want you all to be people who go out there and make things happen. And that means that you've got to stride out. That means that you've got to be on the edge. That means you might step on a few toes from time to time. Push the envelope. Go out there. Make a difference. Make a difference in your lives, to your career, but make a difference to other people's lives. That's what we stand for at Salford. And that's what we want you to stand for as well when you go out there. Now, Alan was mentioning some of the things that we've done really well this year. We've had a load of successes within the School of Arts and Media, but we've also had a load of successes within the university. So this last September 17, we climbed 10 places in the Times and Sunday Times National League table, which any double-figure climb in the league tables is pretty good going, so I was really, really pleased with the university. So pleased, I actually gave everyone an extra day's leave at Christmas, which people thought was pretty good. I think. Everyone was nodding. Yeah, great. Because I was absolutely delighted with that kind of progress. I've got a same kind of problem again this year, though, because we've just climbed 19 places in the Complete University Guide and 11 places in the Guardian League table. So I know what these guys are going to be expecting at Christmas. I'm doing my best, guys, okay? But we're starting to really get recognised, and we're starting to really motor as a university. And we've got some great achievements from staff across the university. We've had a nomination for the British Film Institute's One to Watch list for 2018. 3 of our nursing students have been awarded Royal College awards for scholarships to go on and study further in nursing. And our law students, and I'm a lawyer by background, so I'm particularly proud of this, our law students won the national mooting competition, which is pretty tough, believe me. So we've done some great things. So you're coming out of a good stable, a great university, and one that's heading in the right direction. But today, students from the School of Arts and Media, today's all about you. Today's about your graduation. And the outstanding work in our School of Arts and Media represents a few examples of the kind of things that the university is now achieving. Staff, students, our collaborating partners, and we're very good at collaborating with industry. We have a whole range of different industries now working with us very collaboratively, global brands. So that's fantastic for us, and I think it's fantastic for you. So graduation ceremonies are special. They're special for us, all sat up here. Look how many staff have turned up this afternoon to support you and to applaud you as you come across the stage. They're special for you, and they're special for your friends and family. And as a mum of 2 daughters, I know how important the bank of mum and dad are, and have been for the last 3 years. So I'd really like you to give the mums and dads and their bank a big applause now. It was obviously a very expensive year, judging by the applause. Not only that, you wouldn't be sat where you are today without the support of colleagues here in the School of Arts and Media. It's a terrific team in the school, and they're going from strength to strength. So a big round of applause for the staff who've got you where you are today. Okay, so graduates, can I please ask you to just congratulate yourselves for a minute on what you've achieved. Just pause for 30 seconds and think about what the last 3-4 years has meant to you and what the next 3-4 years will mean to you. Because while this is goodbye in one sense, it's also hello in another sense. And one of the things that I would really want you to do is to stay in touch with us as a university. I'd love to see some of you coming back in 2-3 years' time to talk to existing students then about your career here and your career since you graduated, to give them advice, to give them insight, to give them some of the benefit of your experience. So please stay in touch. Please join the Alumni Association so that you can continue to be part of the Salford family. So in one way it's a goodbye, and in another way it's a hello. So finally, I would really like to congratulate you all. Don't forget, the future is important. Seize the opportunities life gives you. Cherish the memories of your time here at Salford, and use the skills and knowledge you've gained here to be the best you can be. Be proud of what you've achieved. Be bold in your aspirations. The future is now yours to make and take. Thank you very much.
I now invite Aziz Ibrahim to be presented for the degree of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa. Aziz.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, Salford graduands, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present for an honorary doctorate for his services to the arts, Aziz Ibrahim. Aziz is being honoured for his particular contribution to music as a musician and cultural ambassador. We also acknowledge his support of the university and the difference he has made to our students, inspiring them to achieve their full potential. Aziz was born in Manchester. His family originated from India pre-partition and then Pakistan before settling in Longsight. Aziz was given his first guitar for his 7th birthday and was immediately captivated. He continued to play throughout his formative years. Attending Burnage Comprehensive and Parswood Sixth Form, Aziz was set to pursue a career as a medical doctor until an opportunity to play guitar presented itself professionally. This was a turning point in his life, and Aziz states it was at this moment that music chose him. One phone call changed his life dramatically when the management of pop and soul band Simply Red called to offer him a unique opportunity to play with the band, which thrust him into the chaotic world of rock and roll. From here, he spent many years immersed in a diverse range of musical genres and cultures, from rockabilly, progressive rock to reggae, and went on to play with many well-known recording artists, from Ian Brown and Paul Weller to the Manic Street Preachers, Donovan, the Stone Roses and Asia. His solo works include his acclaimed album telling the story of his family's journey from Lahore to Longsight, the EP, The Middle Road, an album Rush Home Rock, with tabla master Dalbir Singh Ratan, all of which showcase his unique blend of progressive rock and Asian blues. Whilst his career as a musician became highly successful, his sense of social responsibility and commitment to community causes grew. His work with Homeless Charity Crisis saw him bring music to numerous homeless shelters. From here, he went on to provide music therapy to hospice patients, worked in Risley Prison to provide mentoring sessions, and became the patron of Little Miracles, the charity for premature babies. Aziz is a passionate supporter of music education initiatives. The British Council selected him as a featured artist and guest lecturer on tours and workshops focusing on developing aspiring young musicians from predominantly Arab and Asian countries. Her Majesty the Queen recognised Aziz's contribution to the UK's economy, culture and the music industry in a ceremony at Buckingham Palace in 2005, along with Brian May, Jeff Beck and the Bee Gees. He's also a recipient of the UK Jinnah Award for Outstanding Achievement in Music. More recently, he became the recipient of Arts Council support for Project 70, a musical exploration of post-partition Asia 70 years on, based on Aziz's personal journey of existing between cultures. The project created a new experimental sound, reflecting on national identity and realising a space of unification. In this and his current project, Aziz works with musicians, media, visual and digital artists and specialists in cultural theory to create original musical scores and performance installation pieces which tour nationally beyond traditional music venues. He also recently collaborated with Manchester Camerata on an orchestral interpretation of original compositions that charted the journey of Aziz's father from a divided India to Pakistan to Manchester, and the path to self-identity and acceptance. It is in light of his immense and continued success and contribution to music that we are delighted to welcome Aziz here today to recognise his achievements and his outstanding cultural impact upon the arts and culture in the UK and beyond. Vice-Chancellor, I present for the degree of Doctor of Arts, Honoris Causa, Aziz Ibrahim.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Arts, Honoris Causa. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. I know it looks like I'm crying, but I've actually got pretty bad hay fever, so don't be fooled. Well, first of all, a big thank you to Vice-Chancellor and to the Dean and to the faculty of the University of Salford and obviously to my loved ones and friends and family. So I thought about this over the past few months, actually, about what I was going to say to you. And the university has been on my case about where's the speech. And I said, it's coming. So I held off on the speech, mainly because I couldn't make up my mind that what I'd like to say to you, I want it to be, I would like it to be spontaneous and honest and exactly what I'm feeling at this moment in time. So I didn't want to pre-prepare. I did a preparation, and I always know that when it comes down to it, what I'm feeling right now is something else that I want to express, really. So excuse me if this is quite rough, I think is the word, really long sight rough. But that's my nature, that's who I am. I am Mr. Longsight, as much as all the different communities of the, Greater Manchester and of Longsight, and its great history and colourful history, that I really want to express to you from the bottom of my heart and what I'm thinking right now and how I feel. And I'm absolutely blown away. It's unbelievable to be in this position. I mean, if I explain to you, as was explained, as in the case of a lot of, not just Pakistani families, but let's say Pakistani families for now, your parents push you towards education. If there's one thing they strive for is you to be educated so that you can have a family, have a life, and you have the finances, and I suppose respect plays a part in it too, but really it's about security. So when I told my mum and dad had this phone call from Simply Red, and they were offering me, 5-star hotels and first-class treatment and all the food I can eat, it was quite a revelation for them. It was a shock to the system. But what's unbelievable is here I am, full circle, a doctor. I can't escape it. No, it's an absolute honour. It is an absolute, especially from this university. And I'm sure you're all aware, and I hope you're all proud of being the product or members of this university. Obviously, there are other universities in Greater Manchester, but there's something about that feeling of, really striving to be equal, if not better. If there's one thing in my life that I've associate with is sometimes, well, to put it bluntly, the underdog. That's where I come from, the have-nots. That's my life. But that's not to say that you can't be better and achieve more than other people that you see, even myself. I mean, that's one thing I always like to say is that I hope everyone in here is aspiring to be something or do something, maybe for the families, for themselves, that you aspire to be better. That anyone who looks at me and my career says, well, I can do better than him. If he can do it, I can do it. I can do more than him. That's all I want. I don't want to say that I'm better than anybody. I just want people to see that if a poor kid from a Pakistani poor kid and Muslim from a Longsight council estate can be, dare I say, well, the real rock star is sat here. But if I can be a rock musician and enjoy that journey, you can be anything in the world, anything you want to be. I'm sure we all have our issues, our problems and so forth. But for me, I fought racism all the way through music, believe it or not. I fought visa refusals, even though I am a British citizen. It's a strange old journey. I'm the band's mentioned. I was Simply Red. I mean, the first thing Mick Hucknall said to me was, "Do you like curry?" Pakistani, man. It's Asia. I was the only Asian in Asia. In rock group Asia, unbelievable. I was the only Muslim in the Christians. Well, briefly. 10 seconds, because we couldn't agree on the money, so I wasn't in the Christians, really. But the strangest thing I got to say, and thank you very much to Salford University, is that I'm getting a lot of marriage proposals now. You know, it's unbelievable, the power of the doctorate. It's, I mean, they're all a third of my age, but never mind. But I'm taken anyway, I'm taken. But, you know, the journey itself has been amazing. But the sacrifice of not going through the education system, that's quite something. And I'm proud of everyone in here that's followed that route, because that in itself is dedication. You know, the research involved, leaving home, so forth. Well, maybe some people are happy to leave home, get your own place, go party every night. No, you don't do that. We all study hard. We all study hard. It's a little late hours. But it is something, you know, to be proud of and to not take for granted. We all have our stories, as you've heard, coming from council estates and poor backgrounds, and whether it be about your gender or be about the colour of your skin or your religion. But the great story is when you cast those things off and you strive to be better than you can possibly ever be. But that is never achieved on your own. It's achieved through the help and love and support of your nearest and dearest, and if you're fortunate to have that, and also of the supports of educational systems. I'm not an advocate of that. Obviously, I've been from the outside looking in, but I do know what I've been missing, you know, and I envy you for that. And really, I suppose that is the entirety of what I want to say to you. That my journey is, yes, individual, but we all have a very individual story. You know, it's not my story is any better than anybody else's. Your story is equally as important. But like I said, you know, each of us need help. We all need help in one way. We may look strong, tall, beautiful, handsome, muscular, whatever it may be, intelligent, but that doesn't mean to say that we're not vulnerable. We're all vulnerable. And there's one thing I've learned, excuse me, very expressive with my hands, but working through life, playing music in parallel, looking at community, looking at family, looking at the world, looking at the global picture of how we can make things better. And you can all make things better. You have the power. I have the power. I have the power of music, my universal language, my passport to the world. With music, you know, music needs no passport. And you have a passport yourselves through your education, the skills you've learned, the people you've met from so many different countries and cultures. And, you know, this is wonderful opportunities. And let me wrap up, because I'm probably about 10 minutes already. But, you know, let's celebrate that. You celebrate that. Be proud of yourselves. Be happy in yourselves. Stand up. Like myself, stand up and be proud of who you are. You don't need any excuses to anybody. You don't need to explain to anybody else what you've achieved or what you've done. You've done it for yourselves, and you've done it for others afterwards, and your achievements are fantastic. And go home and feel the pleasure of having achieved that. You know, I hope you're all going home with a big smile on your faces just before you go to bed, you know, and give yourselves a pat on the back, as I did. Thank you very much.
Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the presentation of the Postgraduate Awards from the School of Arts and Media, and each student will be presented individually for their award. I would like to invite Professor Alan Walker, Dean of the School of Arts and Media, to present the Doctor of Philosophy Awards.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Arts and Media, I present for the award of Doctor of Philosophy Conceptualizations of politeness and intercultural pragmatic study of politeness strategies in a higher education context. Rasha Abdulrida Syed Al-Saba.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, we will now continue the presentation of the Taught Postgraduate Awards from the School of Arts and Media, and each student will be presented individually for their award. I would like to invite Nigel Howe, Associate Dean of the School of Arts and Media, to present the awards.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Arts and Media, I present for the award Master of Arts Creative Writing, Innovation and Experiment, Denise Morgan. Kaylee Scullion. Amy Sheridan. And Alan Whittaker. I present for the award Master of Arts, Literature, Culture and Modernity, Leanne Coultus. Rachel Gibson. Ashley Warner Keeley. I present for the award Master of Arts, Television and Radio Script Writing, George Charles Johan Ellery. Leonie Mary Horton. Sean Anthony Mason. And Heather McLaughlin. I present for the award Master of Arts Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages and Applied Linguistics, Emad Abdelhamid Mohammed Anwar Abdelhamid. Hajar Hamad Al-Dwais. Yahya Saleh Samir Al-Ahmed. Rebecca Marie Crow. Dawn Teal. I present for the award Postgraduate Diploma Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages and Applied Linguistics, Monira Najafi.
I now invite Peter Hook to be presented for the degree of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to present for the award of Honorary Doctorate for services to rock music and the history of rock music, Peter Hook, the bass player of two of the most influential groups in the history of rock music, Joy Division and New Order. Thank you. To award, the decision to award an honorary doctorate is one way of honouring individuals who have made a particular contribution to their field. At the same time, the university is especially interested in those who have a connection to Salford. Peter grew up in Salford and has a formative relationship with the university. He has commented on his experience as a young teenager with his nose pressed against the windows of the Student Union, trying to get a glimpse of bands such as Cockney Rebel, to his own debut when a band called Warsaw, later to become Joy Division, played at the Salford College of Technology on the 7th of October 1977, now part of the university. The contribution of Joy Division to the history of music in Britain as punk turned into post-punk cannot be underestimated. Joy Division gave expression as to how the nation's youth felt about the Britain of the late 1970s, its decaying inner cities and the boredom of suburbia, but with much more introspection that was found in the angry records of 1977 and 1978. A member of our staff has commented, "The two unforgettable albums, Unknown Pleasures and Closer, remain a map of the emotional landscape of my youth." Sigmund Freud wrote that his book, The Interpretation of Dreams, was a work which only comes once in a lifetime. The same must surely be said of Closer, and we would probably still say this, even if Ian Curtis had not met the tragic fate that he did. Integral and fundamental to the sound that distinguished Joy Division from anything which had gone before were the bass lines of Peter Hook, around which the sounds of the guitar and drums were usually woven. We would be here a long time if we were to list all the bands which have been influenced by Joy Division. After Joy Division came New Order, a band which achieved greater commercial success, spawning new directions in dance music, the partial creation or at least promotion of synth pop, alternative dance and electronic rhythms, with the New York club scene providing one significant source of inspiration. The first single, Ceremony, with its B-side In a Lonely Place, were two songs written before Joy Division was renamed, so they represented the brief transition period, arguably completed when Gillian Gilbert joined to create the new lineup, forming live for the first time on the 25th of October 1980 in Manchester. This version of the group released 6 albums between 1980 and 1993: Movement, Power, Corruption and Lies, Low Life, Brotherhood, Technique and Republic. The band has been credited as the first group to bring house music to the wider world, including Britain, transporting it from beyond its roots in Chicago. Their promotion of the new dance music in the 1980s is a key chapter in the history of rock music and based firmly in Manchester due to the heavy involvement of New Order in the Hacienda Club. While every rock musician goes through highs and lows, the members of both Joy Division and New Order seem to have had far more than their fair share, even by the at times dramatic standards of the music industry. These have been portrayed by Peter in his 3 books: Unknown Pleasures Inside Joy Division, published in 2012, The Hacienda, How Not to Run a Club, published in 2009, and Substance, Inside New Order, 2016. These books offer unvarnished insights into not just the world of factory records and what it was like to be a member of Joy Division and New Order, but also life in Salford and Manchester since the 1960s. Peter confronts and dissects issues of loss and mourning, alongside the funnier side of playing bass in 2 legendary rock groups. The atmosphere, attitudes and relationships these books succeed in communicating awakens memories for those who were around at the time and offers amazing insights for those who are not. Thus, we are not just offering the award of an honorary doctorate today to a titan of rock music culture and one who has exerted a huge influence on music throughout the world, but also an accomplished author whose own roots are firmly in Salford. So it is with great pleasure that I'd like to welcome Peter home to the university and invite you to come forward. Chancellor, I present for the degree of Doctor of Arts honoris causa, Peter Hook.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Arts honoris causa. Congratulations.
I was less nervous than this when we headlined Glastonbury. I'd like to say congratulations to the students. My daughter is a student, so I know how hard you've worked, and certainly if you've partied as hard as she has, then it's been quite an eventful 4 years. So, yeah, I'm from Odsal, which is just across the road, and I lived in Salford till I was 19. I remember going to see my careers teacher at Salford Grammar when he asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, I think I'd seen Led Zeppelin the night before, and I said, I'd like to be in a band. And he gave me a cuff round the head, told me not to be so bloody stupid, and did I want to get my hands dirty or not? And that was my careers advice. I got a normal job after that. It was great. You know, working 9 to 5 and having weekends off has got a lot to be said for it. And it was only when I got to the ripe old age of 20 and I went to see a group called the Sex Pistols. Were you there? All right, shame. And Johnny Rotten, the singer, seemed to just spend the whole evening telling us all to F off. And I thought, I can do that. And so I became a musician that night. I'd never played an instrument. I didn't count the recorder as an instrument. And we formed a group. And I must say that, you know, in this time you can learn all about music and you can learn all about media and arts. It's wonderful. In my time, you were a bit of a leper if you even tried to venture into that type of career. And my mother would be very proud of me now, I think, because she always told me to get a proper job. And I think that this, you know, might have just proved to her that 42 years of being a musician may have been deemed to be a proper job. You know, I mean, I remember watching Bruce Forsyth when he was talking about being in show business for 40 years and laughing and thinking, what a dick. And I've done 42. So feel free to think what you like about me. The interesting thing about being a musician, which is what I tried to portray in the books, was how difficult it is. You know, I mean, really learning is the easy bit, and getting out into the wide world and have everybody try and stop you doing what you're trying to do is the difficult bit. And you have to learn and you have to keep trying. And people are always asking me, many times I'm asked, you know, what's the advice that you give to people who want to be a musician? And there really is only one piece of advice that you can give, and that's to keep going. And the thing is that as soon as you stop, you sink, you're done. So you have to keep going. Now the thing is that in life, pretty self-explanatory, that's what you have to do anyway. You have to keep going. And sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes it's wonderful, and sometimes you make a mess of it for yourself, and sometimes other people do. But you learn from every occasion, and then you never know, you might end up like me, with 3 gigs this weekend. I mean, who'd have thought that night at the Sex Pistols concert, that I'd still be doing it and enjoying it. And, you know, the wonderful thing about Manchester and Salford is that I've become an ambassador for both. And I go all around the world, and I'm amazed at how many people know of us and how many people envy us as a city and as a place, musically and culturally. And I think that that was shown very much so with the arena tragedy of how important we were to the world. So my job, if you like, has been to entertain people, take the minds off the tough bits, the realities of life. I think if you ask most of your parents, I should imagine they brush past me in the hacienda a few times, maybe, you know, on some dodgy doorsteps in Moss Side, etc. But we all worked through it, we all got through it, and this city, Salford, is an amazing place. When I drive around it now, I'm absolutely amazed compared to the streets that I used to walk, as Alan talked about, the desperation and the nothingness we felt in the end of the 70s. It's wonderful to see this place now. You do have to be careful. You know, Odsal hasn't changed much from when I was there. So, you know, but I like to think that everybody is improving. And I'm happy, and I was very happy to be given this. I'm very proud. There. Just look at my wife, I can't. Yeah, I'm very proud of my family, of what I've achieved, what they've achieved for me, and thank you. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the presentation of the Undergraduate Awards from the School of Arts and Media. Each student will be presented individually for their award. I would like to invite Francis Piper, Director in the School of Arts and Media, to present the awards.
Thank you. Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of Salford Languages, I present for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Translation and Interpreting French and German, Jameen Chiaju. And on behalf now of the School of Arts and Media, I present for the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Animation, Christopher David Archer. Isaac Bendall. Lewis Conlon. Maria Larissa Kovacu. Victoria Edgeguard. Gregory Foster. Eleanor Harriet Hamer. Dana Hurst. Ryan Jewett. Robert Jones. Sean Jones. Daniel Maiden. Cheryl Parker. Daniel Rickard. Megan Williams. And Ben Shiz Ming Young. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Comedy, Writing and Performance, James Allen. William Henry Andrews. Rebecca Archer. Scott Thomas Cartwright. Hannah Dunstall. Jack Gray. Andrew Francis Hadley. Thomas Jackson. Thomas Paul King. Macaulay Noons, Lily Mae Pearson, Fraser James Wilson, and Anthony Wright. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Design, Denisa Alexandra Angel, Thomas Michael Barnes, Hashim Khan, James Lever, Abdul Mukadim, and Arif Nagdi. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Drama and Creative Writing, Holly Alyssa Constance Atwell, Imogen Berry Henshaw, Hannah Bigland, Yvonne Day, Freya Erickson-Rora, Nate Hyde, Mark McKiernan, Joseph A. Morrison, Danielle Jade Oldham, Gina Louise Roberts, and Xenia Lily Smeaton. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours English and Creative Writing, we have Kutsia Aruj Akhtar, Samuel Baines, Chloe Barnfield, Victoria Barry, Karina Caicedo, Susie Ann Connor, Elizabeth Coop, Tamara Davies, Christopher David East, Megan Evans Morris, Connor Tyson Fitzpatrick, Kira Hopwood, Karen Huggins, Neil James Jones, Axa Kosia, Eleanor Grace McKeegan, Arthur Moulton, Nicola Newby, Luke Nutt, Michael James Oliver, Emily Platt, Adam Prescott, Camilo Rivera Ribadeneira, Shona Riding, Stephanie Simpson, Carly Tamara Thompson, and Lily Mae Williams. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours, English and Drama, Thomas James Booth, Robert Cummins-White, Zara Neubrand, Jessica Jane Parsons, Esme Payne, and Nicholas John Cartwright. Right, apologies. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours English and Film, Georgia Ann Denton, Samuel Galt, Sarah Griffiths, Olivia Harrison, Samantha Hind, Samantha Jane May, Olivia Victoria Williams, Eli Yav. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours English Language, Catherine Baldwin, Christopher Bentley, Georgina Lucy Bond, Alexander James Brown, Amber Coghlan, Georgia Pamela Krellin, Scott James Donaldson, Nicola Louise Greenhalgh, Oliver Greenwood, Christian Allen David Hale, Samantha Hardman, Rebecca Lauren Hibbert, Alia Hussein, John Lindley, Zain Makayeva, Charles Joseph Norris, Leslie Pilkington, Sarah Ramsdale, Ikra Sahi, Bethany Rose Sharkey, Lauren Teasdale, Chloe Thomason. Bachelor of Arts with Honours English Literature, Sophie Barlow. Cara Bolton, Charlotte Rosemarie Bradford Gibbs, Zainab Dakri, Jack Goggs, Charlotte Horsfield, Saren Abbey Hughes, Mohammed Hussein, Kalu Hakutan, Joe Jewett, Amy Nicole Jones, Olivia Preece, Inaya Siddiq, Humaira Ullah, Alfie John Verity, and Nicholas Wibley. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours English Literature with English Language, Katie Rebecca Adams, Jade Atkins, Jessica Lee Clark, Romana Koza, Zara Gohari Darabkhani, Bradley Holmes, Maria Ilias, Laura Leanne James, Thenya Ann Matthew, Barira Mohammed, Nurman Mohammed, and Fahima Patel. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Fashion Design, Barbara Bechter, Eleanor Elizabeth Boothman, Christy Brady, Paige Bruchet, Yun Rao Chen, Mark David Thomas Cox, Sarah Daniel, Monde Dumuna, Keely Dunn, Emma Gerard, Rachel Green, Holly Harris, Yasmin Harrison, Casey Hemmings, Anna Igby, Annabelle Jeffs, Lolita Corisnate, Amelia Ann Lombari, Lauren McKay, Jessica Pilo, Jessica Pennington, Molly Robinson, Eleanor Jane Rouse, Choi Choi Sam, Latalia Simpson, Ellie Alexa Smith, Jordan Teasy, Clementine Theodorou, Hafsa Wasim, Eleanor Rose White, Zhao Yu Yin, for the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Fashion, Image Making and Styling, Zareen Akhtar, Megan Ashcroft, Lucy Backler, Caitlin Alana Baker, Deborah Boyd, Lucy Brady, Bethany Broadbent, Lachey Amber Tony Brown, Hannah Lucy Chohan, Jake Collins, Lauren Corliss, Neve Daniels, Nicole Dyson, Rachel Olivia Fox, Heather Glazard, Abby Green, Jakira Georgia Henry. Amy Hullock. Hafsa Hussain. Rahila Hussain. Ella Hutton. Emily Louise James. Nina Jones. Emma Lockridge. Melissa Teresa Oliver Castellotti. Leandra Palmer. Emily Utley, not here. Okay. We shall move on to Bachelor of Arts with Honours Film Studies. Mohammed Al-Hamid. Matthew Almond. Caitlin Nicole Ashton. Matthew Atkinson. Danielle Blass. James Robert Bradshaw. Hester Elizabeth Byrne. Victoria Carter. Megan Clayton. Jade Karen Golding. Sarah Green. Joseph Thomas Harrison. Isabella Hanney. Sophie Louise Hutton. Katie Jemison. Tony Ann Courtney Lane. Katie Langley. Charlotte McManus. Daniel Nelson. Jordan Parry. Jessica Salt. Jerome Singh. Emma Tompkinson. Laura Turney. Charlotte Whitehouse. And Adam Warden. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Graphic Design, Craig Adams. Aliyah Ahmed. Callum Allen Cottingham. Kuvel Arif. Sadie Bennett. Sophie Elizabeth Bentham. Samuel Beswick. Emma Louise Bowen. Daniel Thomas Bradley. George Edward Brown. Alex Buckley. Abigail Carpenter. Emily Caton. Melissa Cowgill. Gareth Cullen. Isabel Dane. Kate Davis. Robart Davis. Nathaniel Fickling. Emma Louise Foster. Callum Gilmore, Joanne Gorman, Jasmine Gray, Mason Ryan Rees-Griffiths, Rebecca Halliwell, Ellis Hobson, Adam James Hodkinson, Lewis Samuel Holland, Alicia Marie Howarth, Alexandra Lee Hunt, Matthew Ian Hutchinson, Ria Irwin, Daniel Henry Johns, Courtney Jones, Matthew James Kelway, Marta Kurowska, Matthew John Lambert, Elizabeth Maguire, Jacob Malunik, Rajesh Madania, Isabella Martin, David John Major, Jack Motley, Ellis Moville, Connor Mulcahy, Shumaila Zulea Musafa, Lionel Naganga, Rachel Elizabeth Norris, Faye Palmer, Ruxana Parveen, Regan Prestwood, Ellen Pyra, Nadia Rai, Ruby Ramaliz, Megan Rigby, Munira Sarodia, Charlotte Smee, Carla Lee Sparrow, Romika Spiegel, Hannah Stanbridge, Sophie Erica Stevens, Charlie Stewart, Zikao Su, Isha Tahir, Jasmine Pring Thomas, Edward George Thompson, Helen Emma Wardell Halliwell, Sasha Deborah Waits, Phoebe Whitehead, Chloe Jade Willett, David Williams, and Macaulay Blue Nathan Art Roman Zarantino. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Interior Design, Fatima Abdullah Mansour Al-Bu Humaid. Maya Baipava, Layla Bulut, Gracieth Kong Kai Chow. Sorry about that one. Paula Hinka. Amy Georgina Hubbard. Fareshte Kazimkhani. Philippa Lopez. Fatima Nafila Mohammed Norfadeen. Yana Nevedasheva. Mahfuza Qureshi. Heather Randalls. Itaka Usman. And Talith Rhiannon Walker. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Media and Performance, Robert Terence Adams. John Stephen Ayrton. Chloe Melandra Barlow. Dale Brendan Barnes. Ollie Bates. Claire Bennett. Zacchaeus Coffey. Danielle Davis. Harmes Ditoma. Jacob Fraser. Mads Gleeson Lerwick. Hayley Jordan Graham. Daniel Colin Hand. Rebecca Hyington. Henry Hemingway McGee. Idris Hussain. Lincoln Mawia Kilgora. Amelia Grace Lisa Oakes. Faye Lowther. Daniel McKee. Mitchell Mims. Molly Rose Morgan. Jodie Logan Murphy. Katie Nichols. Luke Rahman. Michaela Riviere. Amy Sanderson. Vanessa Jade Skeggs. Talia Jade Slater. Ian Snell. Ruby Tebbs. Eve Woolbank. Ella Francis Whitby. Elise White. And Michael Anthony Williams. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Photography, we have Danielle Blakely, Rachel Cave, Hugh Ching Chui, Hayley Crone, Johanna Jorgu Dimu, Melissa Haig, Gemma Louise Hall, Lauren Page Kieran, Kyle David Mayo, Sophie Elizabeth Quigley, Liam Ratcliffe, Tamanay Sheikh, Chelsea Dawn Southern, Curtis Stanley, Joshua Turner, Kingsley Fernando Ufot, and Camille Mary Young. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Theatre and Performance Practice, Jamie Lee Allen. Gemma Angeli. Chloe Aspie. John James Best. Abigail Bowen. Matthew Bradley. Alicia Nicole Carruthers. Chloe Louise Coates. Jason Crowden. Georgia Deval. Rachel Alice Dickon. Catherine Duggan. Sean Fitton. Helena Fitzgerald. Jessica Joyer. Keenan Groom. Reese Hallam. Olivia Hind. Isla Jo Hollinghurst. James Stephen Hearn. Cara Igbon. Rachel Isbister. Chelsea Louise Jackson. Charlotte Jones. Charlotte Carell. Caitlin Lee. Joshua Lees. Georgia Sophia Lynch. James Adam Mackey. Connor Anthony McCorkindale. Eleanor McManus. Emily Millington. Amy Prendergast. Joshua Rowland. Victoria Sarsfield. Emily Louise Slattery. Millie Anastasia Smith. Abigail Stevenson. Katie Louise Taylor. Lucy Charlotte Fellwall. Hannah Thomas. Ross Thompson. Lorna Welsh. Stephen West. Crystal Williams. And Gemma Wilson. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Visual Arts, we have Catherine Elizabeth Archer. Shannon Bolton. Sade Dobbs. Elena Donnelly. Noreen Farouk. Rebecca Green. Ovi Iskings Eruru. Fode Lamin Kaba, Katie Maguire, Lydia Pierce Swinney, Zane Jordan Cajo, Carsino Saw, Kate Mary Sparks, Shannon Page Taylor, Jade Webster, Samantha Whitmore, Grace Wilkinson, Abdul Yusuf. Now, for the Bachelor of Science with Honours, Computer and Video Games, Ashley Thomas Bannon. Morgan Clark. Navjeet Singh Diol. Matthew Benjamin James Everest. Aaron Hand. Zoe Hansford. Gareth Owen Hughes. Matthew Michael Jarvis. Toheed Khan. Joel Stewart Lawton. Katie Nicole McCarthy. Thomas Narusha Vicious. Mindogas Portius. Minia Petru Rafaelescu. Sam Richmond. Damiano Schirinzi. Nearly. Alexander Robert Smith. Samuel Dean Thorley. And Danielle Ann Woods. For the Bachelor of Arts, English and Creative Writing, Giacomo Perazzi. For the Foundation Degree Arts, Graphic Design, Kimberly Barnard. And Charlie Joe Turner. For the Foundation Degree Arts, Media, Makeup, Fashion, Jodie Lee Barton. Lucy Dugan. Rebecca Fletcher. Holly Gallagher. Molly Horton. Abby Hughes. Kia Lewis. Bethany Sean Murray. Hannah Stanley. Eleanor Staunton. Zoe Wells. And Molly Elizabeth Weston. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours Television and Radio, Leon Riley. For the Doctor of Philosophy, a comparative analysis of the film subtitle translation from English to Chinese, a case study of 15 popular animation films, Zhou Jin. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Theatre and Theatre Performance Practice, Aaron Joseph Starkey. For the Bachelor of Arts with Honours, English and Creative Writing, Pierce O'Brien. And Christine Walker.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of the awards from the School of Arts and Media. Before I invite the Vice-Chancellor to close the ceremony, I would like to inform you that we will be taking a group photograph of all of our new graduates outside the theatre on the piazza. Therefore, can I ask all guests to remain in their seats until all the graduates have left the theatre? Graduates, can you please follow the academic procession straight out of the theatre to the piazza for the photograph? Thank you. I would now like to invite the Vice-Chancellor to close the ceremony.
Thank you very much. What a fantastic afternoon. It's such a pleasure to see so many of our graduates going across the stage like this. Fantastic achievement, everyone. So we're now coming to the end of the proceedings. But before we close, I'd really like everyone to offer our graduates this afternoon a big final round of applause. Okay. Now, graduates, I'd like you all to stand, please. All graduates, please stand. Okay. As your Vice-Chancellor, University of Salford graduates, put on your hats. I now declare this congregation closed. May I invite you all to stand for the leaving procession. Thank you.